Rod with True Boxing is here with WBC champ of West Laco, Texas, Omar Figueroa Jr. How you feeling, brother?
I feel good, man. I've been training hard. I didn't take much time off after the last one, so I feel good.
Yeah, and you had training camp in Texas. Could you tell us a little bit about the change of training camp?
Well, I mean, it was mainly for my daughter. I mean, I before I would leave and it was all right because she wasn't born yet, or she wasn't born yet. But now that that I had her with me, and then after my last fight, I took 6-7 months off because of the injury. So I spent a lot of time with her because her mom started working, so I was watching her during the day. And I got real close to her, and leaving to California just out of the blue, and having, going from seeing her every day, all day, to not seeing her at all, just completely devastated me. So I think that also factored into, my psyche when it came to the fight. It was weird for me. I couldn't stop thinking about her, for whatever reason. I mean, it made it harder for me to train for the fight. Not being able to be with her and spending time with her. So I told my dad, I was like, I'm not gonna leave her anymore. I can't. I don't care. I don't care if I lose my fight. I don't care about my career, Golden Boy or whatever. Like, that's not important to me. What's more important to me is my daughter, and I'd rather be with her than be away or whatever. So, but no, thankfully everything's going good. We adapted well. And, I'm at home with my mom taking care of me, helping me, if I need a massage or my hand or anything, my meals. She cooks everything. She cooks my meals, no salt, no whatever diet I have to be on. So it's really helping me a lot. It's been a million times easier.
All right, and we know you're still in contact with Joel Diaz, so I know he's still giving you tips. And is he actually going to be at that fight? From what I hear last.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
that's what we wanted to ask about that. So how is that working with him from a distance? Because we know he has a stable, and like you said, you got your daughter, which is totally understandable, and you could probably focus in on your fighting.
Yeah, I mean, he told me himself. I'm like, no, mijo, I understand. I mean, it's tough. I mean, I'm here with my family, so I don't know what it feels like. He doesn't leave a lot because he has to travel when it comes to his boxers. But at the end of the day, he goes home and he's with his daughter. So it's he understood, and he told me that whatever I needed, he was gonna help me out, and he has. We stay in contact. He gives me tips over the phone, and he just checks up on me from time to time, see that I'm doing all right. He talks to my dad mainly, but I do text him or his son, and we try to stay in contact.
All right, and the hand issues, how's that coming along? How's your hand feeling for this fight?
The hand's feeling a lot better, honestly. We're working. We're working with it. It has felt a lot better. It didn't hurt at all this sparring session right now. But I already know to limit myself when I throw certain punches or when not to throw hard or whatever. But like I said, it's something that we've come to learn to live with.
All right, and Daniel Estrada is a pretty tough challenger. He hasn't lost since 2010. So how do you feel about him as coming into this fight? What do you see as far as Daniel Estrada?
Well, I mean, I haven't lost since 2008, so no, we're not taking it. We don't take anyone lightly. We're preparing well, like we always do for a fight, and we're ready to give the fans a show, which is what I go, what I train for.
All right, and we know he works with, down in Mexico City with Memo Heredia, and we know testing is a big issue. Is that a concern with you, seeing that he's working with that guy who has a checkered past?
Yeah, nah, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's all in God's hands. If there's been a lot of fighters that still lose, whether they're on PEDs or not. So it's all in God's hands. If it was meant for me to lose, then hey, I'm gonna go out there and give it my all and lose with my chin up. And if not, well, then I'm going to continue forward and continue winning and doing what I do best. So all in all, like I said, I don't care about winning or losing. It's all about giving the fans a good fight, putting on a good show for Golden Boy and for the TV. And at the end of the day, that's what sells tickets. So, I'm out there to do a job to keep my fans entertained, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good style matchup, and we know people love watching you get that exciting style. And again, I just want to rewind it for just one second. With you and your nemesis, Jared Belmontes, he fights 2 days prior to you on a Golden Boy card. He's clamoring for a rematch, and he wants to make a statement to try to get a rematch. Is that a possibility to have a Texas showdown between the two Texas fighters right now, fighting at a pretty high level?
Honestly, I don't. It's not up to me. It's like I'll tell him. I mean, I don't mind fighting him or whoever. I've been in the ring with guys a million times better than him. I mean, all he does is run. So why would I be scared to fight him? I mean, if he beats me by running, then does he really beat me? I mean, I don't like it. I don't really care. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's about putting on a show for the fans. The last fight, it wasn't the show, you know. So I don't know if the fans want to see that. I mean, I don't care. I'll fight. I've been in the ring with Valero, with you name it, 100 pounds heavier, 50 pounds heavier. It doesn't matter. I don't. When it comes to getting in the ring and getting hit, I don't mind it. It's what I do for a living, you know. So if Golden Boy wants to put it together, all Heyman says it's okay, and the TV station wants to put that fight on again, hey, be my guest.
All right, definitely. And two more questions. We know Texas, you're a real hot commodity here. What's the chances of having you have a future fights in Texas in the near future now that you're a champ?
It's very likely. Very likely. Actually, we're trying to make this I guess you know how Mayweather has Vegas as his home fighting, backyard fighting, whatever. We're trying to make San Antonio, you know. I would love it to be the Valley, but the Valley doesn't have a venue big enough. So, you know, San Antonio, I love San Antonio. So I think this is a perfect place. You know, it's right in the middle, smack middle of Texas. People from Mexico can come over. People from all over the U.S., you know, it's going to be right in the center. So I think it's a perfect, you know, the next big melting pot for boxing. But the same Omar, I mean, you know, I do take a little more precaution because of my hands now. But, you know, God willing, everything comes out okay and my hands are healthy and, you know, we'll put on a hell of a show for the fans.